The final version of advanced peeking is finally here. V3 is the best map I've ever made, and this is why. The detection on guards in creative is by default pretty bad. Their detection doesn't work the same as when a normal player would be able to shoot you, and it's slow to react. So I instead reverse engineered Fortnite's camera system to replace the guard's detection mechanism with one that perfectly mimics another player, and without any delay. So as soon as you misposition even slightly, you're punished. Almost all players misposition all the time and don't realize it because the players they're against aren't always good enough to punish. And that's exactly how your bad movement habits are built. You expose yourself when peeking, but if your opponent is too slow to punish, you'll still succeed, reinforcing your bad movement. Every time you misposition and get away with it, you're positively reinforced to make the same mistake again. But because these bots will always punish you for your mistakes, it'll break you out of your bad habits and show you what your mistakes are, many of which you may not even realize were mistakes in the first place. And if for a certain peak you don't understand what the problem is, there's an option that'll show you the enemy's perspective of how you are visible. All the guards also have realistic movement, so sometimes they'll try to hug the wall to mess with your peaks, and other times they'll move into the peak, forcing you to strafe accordingly. This will teach you how to not take return damage even from opponents with good movement. Because depending on how the guard moves, you may not be able to make a safe peek using a top right edit. You may have to mix in windows, floor tiles, and half walls to safely eliminate the guard. You can also turn on or off different scenarios in case you just want to practice one specific situation or use any of the weapons on the wall. Now this is going to be the final version of the map, as I built it completely modular in UEFN so that it can be easily changed and kept up to date for years to come. I can even see in the analytics which weapons and options people are choosing, so that if say no one uses a certain gun or certain scenario, I can replace it with something more light. I'll post the code in the description, but you can also just search for peeking and it'll show up. Thanks for watching, farewell.